All right, fucking let's do it. That's right. You're listening to Nate. I'm sorry. The look you gave me was funny. All right.
Welcome to Namely 90s. Wow. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
That's right. You're listening to Namely 90s. My name's Andrew, and over there is Brandon.
That's me.
You can find us online at namely90s.com or on Twitter and Instagram at namely90s with a 90s. You can also find this show every Monday on YouTube at namely90s.com/YouTube. And finally, if you'd like to support our show, head on over to patreon.com/namely90s. Also with a 90s, and sign up for a support level. Oh,
Weird how that works. Also with a 90s.
Also with a 90s.
Yeah, you sound better, but you look tired as fuck.
Yeah. I've worked a lot, but I'm good. I feel good. I feel great. I think what it is I was like sick. Then I was sicker.
And then you had McDonald's.
And then I worked.
Nuggets.
Yeah, then I had too many nuggets. And then I worked like a bunch of 12s in a row, and now I'm here.
Luckily, you didn't have the McPlant on top of that, because boy, did I not have a good rest of the night, that recording session.
It turned into the McSplat.
McPlant is an anagram from McPlant.
Did you know that most of this like fake meat stuff is essentially the same stuff that's just in dog food, like the chunks in dog food?
Yes. You said it last week.
Did I?
No, I didn't know that. Oh. I mean, I assume so because it's not meat,
mostly like textured vegetable protein.
Exactly. But instead of eating it as dog food, not dog meat.
Well, in some cultures, that's considered acceptable.
True.
One of your cultures, possibly.
No.
I'm not going to say which culture it is, but it's not yours.
No. Possibly
Irish?
My
no.
aunt, yeah. My. I do have family from that. Yeah. Anyway,
where are we going with this?
I don't know.
This was not. I'm sorry.
Dog food.
Force meat
is Beyond Meat.
Speaking of which, we were talking about Arby's the other day, and people were talking about how good it is in their roast beef. And I'm sorry, but it's like meat puree that they've put into a log and then boil and then slice, and it's gray. Arby's roast beef is absolutely revolting to me.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
it's shaved boiled force meat.
You slather enough Arby's sauce and horsey sauce on that, anything's good.
Put a hot dog in the Honey I Shrunk the Kids reverse shrink ray, and then just slice it thinly and put it on a bun with like that fake plastic cheese sauce, and that's essentially.
Well, that is funny you say that, because I was watching a video, I think it was Mythical Kitchen, and they were making like international fries and like international loaded fries, and they needed falafel, but they got rid of not falafel. What's the halal that you shave? Shawarma.
Shawarma.
Yes. But they got rid of their spit roast. So they ground a bunch of meat together, formed it back into a log, baked it, then sliced it, and then fried it in a pan, and it turned out to be a half decent shawarma. So I was like, I guess I could do that, because I don't have one of those upward spits. You're making a face.
You could get one.
No, I was just thinking it's like
take one of those Ron Popeil rotisserie ovens and just turn it on its side.
I mean, pretty much.
It reminds me, someone was I used the phrase "set it and forget it," and like someone who was a little older laughed, and someone who was younger was like, "What?" Isn't it from the Ron Popeil rotisserie oven where he's like, you just said it, and then the audience would go, and forget it. Did you ever watch infomercials?
I mean, yes, I've watched infomercials. I don't remember that one specifically. I always remember the one. Was Christy Brinkley on any of those? Because she's
no, I think she was too. Oh, Ron Co. Yeah, that's right. I like this question. What happened to the set it and forget it guy? Ron Popeil.
Because I do remember, I didn't remember his name exactly, but I do remember the set it and forget it. You also bring that up every so often too.
Do I? Well, no, I use the phrase, but a lot of people don't know what it's from. It's from like the very early 2000s.
Well,
it was like,
I don't think you've said it on the podcast, but you have brought up Ron Popeil in the last 3 months in conversations that we've had.
Yeah, he's the same guy who has like that whole series of knives where he like cuts through a shoe. You ever seen that?
No, I remember just the ones where they cut through a soda can, though.
I think that's the same one. It's like the never dull edge or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Which, you just buy a whetstone. Just sharpen knives, people. Just
only buy Ron Popeil products. Or there's
Andrew's a plant. For
no
Ron
one's
Popeil.
worse than the ShamWow guy. But I do like the OxyClean guy who died. No, that guy's still alive. The OxyClean guy died.
Billy Mays.
Yeah. Do you ever watch that show Pitchmen?
No,
that was good.
I always feel like it's like Shark Tank.
Yeah, but it was better.
I couldn't
because there was there were no stakes involved. Like no one's invention was getting bought. They were just like, your invention sucks.
Was that with like Adam Savage or
no? It was Billy Mays and Anthony Sullivan, the guy who does which one does he do?
He does the Flex Seal.
No, that's a different guy. That guy should be Billy Mays.
He looks like Billy Mays with the beard and the. I guess I look like Billy Mays.
Sullivan. Well, he now does the OxyClean commercials instead of his friend.
Billy Mays here.
Anthony Sullivan.
God, do you realize Billy Mays died within like the same like span of time that Michael Jackson died?
That's crazy. No, really?
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't remember what he sold. But
so Billy Mays passed away, and he was on an episode of South Park where it was like I think Kenny dies like he does in every episode, but he gets stuck in purgatory. Like they're on a plane flight and they're waiting to take off, but Michael Jackson's spirit is stuck in there, so that he won't let them leave because he thinks he's still alive. That was the episode with Chipotle.
Oh,
and Cal just keeps asking Cartman, why would you eat Chipotle if it makes blood come out of your butt?
Same reason I eat Taco Bell.
Exactly.
Are there laxatives in Taco Bell's food? I mean, let's be honest.
Taco Bell, not a sponsor. If they do become a sponsor, we will definitely change our tone about it being a laxative and just say it's a medicinal laxative.
You're listening to Namely Laxatives.
Namely Laxatives, brought to you by Taco Bell.
Smooth move, X-Lax.
Another bit of today we're recording is First Contact Day in the Star Wars universe or Star Trek universe. Oh god, we're gonna.
I thought you were referencing the movie Contact with Jodie
Foster.
Yeah.
Remember when we couldn't tell the difference between Jodie Foster, Helen Hunt?
Remember that when we couldn't tell the difference between good quality audio and bad quality audio? That was them.
Okay.
Mostly me.
Well, I mean, I was blessed to already have a half-decent setup. First Contact Day is the fictional date on which the Vulcans see. Well, it's the first day of warp travel for human civilization. The Vulcans see us, and then they come down in their little ship and say hi. So it's a Star Trek holiday based off of the movie Star Trek First Contact.
Oh, that's the Star Wars.
I did say Star Wars. So it's the thing. So,
I see. I mean, that's why we're getting emails. Got it.
So Star Wars has its holiday, and now Paramount's like, well, we have 15 Star Trek shows on Paramount Plus. We might as well celebrate a day. But Kirk's birthday, Captain Kirk's birthday, is on March 22nd, which is the same birthday as William Shatner. So they celebrated that by releasing a bunch of trailers, and now it's 2 weeks later, less than 2 weeks later, and it's First Contact Day, and they're like, oh, it's First Contact Day, that's Star Trek Day, so let's release some other stuff. And
meanwhile, isn't isn't the Star Wars Day coming up soon, which is the day that honors lispers?
May the 4th, yes. But they get one. They only get one. And then there's the weird ones that like Revenge of the 5th.
I'm going to stab you through the internet.
I don't do it. I'm just saying people do it. And again, my argument is Revenge of the 6th makes more sense because it's the same word just with an extra character. Anyway, it's First Contact Day when we're recording, and they released a teaser trailer for season 3 of Star Trek Picard. Currently, season 2 of Star Trek Picard is in is like it's the middle of season 2 of Star Trek Picard, and so they're just like, we don't think the season's doing well, so we're just gonna tease season 3, because season 3 has like most of the cast of TNG returning, which is, it took me 3 minutes to just say TNG cast is returning to Star Trek, which should make nerds happy. I was.
Shouldn't it be Star Trek the previous generation at this point? I'm just saying.
That would be, that's a good tagline for the third season.
It's because the new
Picard.
generation of the Star Trek crew has died from eating Tide Pods. And so they have to bring back the old crew. There's a nice 5-year-old reference for you. Timely.
There is actually a Nickelodeon Star Trek show where a bunch of like kids find a starship and somehow manage to captain it through the void. Very realistic. Very, very realistic. But no, I was just excited because LeVar Burton's coming back. Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis already come back, but they're coming back again. And Dr. Beverly Crusher, played by Gates McFadden. Yes, she's returning as well. Oh, and Michael Dorn as Lieutenant Worf with the Klingon with the butt head.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
If I make the Family Guy references, Andrew gets it.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's the way to my heart.
And I wish Shut Up Wesley would return, but I don't know. He wasn't announced. He does all the after shows, though. Like literally every single after show for every Star Trek show. He hosts that. Will Wheaton.
Good to know.
Will Wheaton.
Did you start your timer?
I did. We're at 11:30.
Cool. You said you had this new timer thing, so I just want to make sure.
I realized it doesn't work correctly because I set the macro to start when I start recording, but then we have all the chit chat in the beginning anyways. So I just
It's set to moon time.
I just have to manually start the timer, or I have like 7 empty spaces on my Stream Deck for the podcast recording. I could just hit an additional thing to start the timer.
True.
Which I will do next week.
Great.
Right.
Well, 11 or 12 minutes of talking about laxatives and Star Trek seems like enough to get into the episode, would you say?
Let's do it.
All right. Are you sure? I saw that there's not many topics.
Yeah, no, we have time. And I made a game while you were talking to your wife.
Good. All right, well, let's do it. So why don't you tell the listeners, and me, I guess, what was going on in April of 1993?
Travel back with your listeners to April of 1993. On the 5th, construction began. Nope, I'm done. On the 5th, construction begins on Cleveland's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Also on the 5th, MLB expansion teams, the Florida Marlins and the Colorado Rockies debut. Marlins beat the Dodgers 6-3, and Rockies lose to the Mets 3-0.
I didn't know the Rockies were that new of a team. Interesting.
I didn't realize that either. Or the Marlins, honestly. That would explain why Christmas of 1993, my great aunt and uncle who lived in Florida sent me Marlin gear. I just figured
great. That's just what I want in a competing market.
Well, yeah, that's fair. On the 15th, Madeline Martin is born. Do you know Madeline Martin?
I believe she's an actress.
Yes.
Wasn't she? Didn't she play Hank's daughter in Californication?
She did. A show starring
Val Kilmer. No, I'm just kidding. David Duchovny.
David Duchovny.
Why is it the first person who came to mind? I don't understand.
I mean, when I hear the word Californication, I think of Val Kilmer and Top Gun.
I was actually thinking of Michael Keaton, but for some reason Val Kilmer came out. I don't know why.
I really liked Californication when it came out, so I don't know. It might be problematic now, but
probably.
I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. But I also live in California now. On the 16th, Chance the Rapper is born. Do you know what occupation Chance the Rapper has?
I think no.
I like Chance the Rapper. So he is I believe he's from Chicago, and he's really good about like Chicago politics and trying to raise up the lower income communities out there.
You know who I don't like? The rapper called Da Baby. That's the stupidest thing in the history of the world.
Is that the girl that
no, it's a guy.
Oh, okay. Because like she has a name that's similar to Baby. Like, oh, it's Bad Baby spelled
here. I'm sorry.
BHADBABE.
Can you please type in Da Baby, all one word, DABABY, into Google, look at the images that come up at the top, and then just we'll watch you react.
I mean, he looks like
he's pretend finger shooting himself in the head in the first one.
Right. I don't know. He looks like a cross between Michael B. Jordan and God, who does he remind me of?
I don't know, but someone.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm more angry about Catch Me Outside Girl, Bad Baby, spelled BHAD space BHABIE.
I don't like that at all.
Cash Me Outside. 7 more timely references here on Name.
By the way, Ron Popeil did die last year. I need to tell you. And something else.
The ShamWow guy.
No, that's it.
Can you look up if ShamWow guy is still alive?
ShamWow guy is pretty young.
Yeah, but do enough cocaine and your heart explodes.
Yeah, living the life in the fast lane with the ShamWow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Vince Offer. Okay. His actual name is Offer Shlomi. He's Israeli, but he goes by. I was
gonna say, is he Jewish?
Vince Offer.
And he's a comedian. Wouldn't have guessed. That makes sense. 17th, 2 of the LAPD officers involved with the beating of Rodney King are convicted in a federal court of violating his rights and sentenced to prison, while the other 2 are acquitted. Told you last week it was coming around.
What, his right to not be beaten senseless for no apparent reason? Yeah.
Yep. On the 18th, David Lee Roth of Van Halen fame is arrested in New York City for purchasing $10 of marijuana. That's I can't even think of a fake weed term. That's the Bojangles right there. 19th, the Waco siege ends. On the 22nd, Cesar Chavez dies of natural causes at 66. Do you have Cesar Chavez Day up there? I don't recall us celebrating Cesar Chavez
up there. Day. I live in the same country as you.
Yes, but it's a state holiday here.
Oh, I don't know, but I do remember learning about Cesar Chavez. Cesar Chavez.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took Latin American history in college.
Oh,
it was part of my requirements. I slept through most of it, but I did pass. I got yelled at by the professor.
Wow.
Listen, Mike. Okay, I had a class right before it. It was all the way across campus.
Okay.
I'm moderately crippled. When I got to the class, the only seats that were ever available were the front row because I was last, and I fell asleep in the front row. And I got yelled at in front of the entire class for sleeping.
In English or Spanish?
I should have just not shown up. English. It's all passed.
I just assume, yeah. There was a class where I showed up and did a Sudoku during the lecture, and that was one of my only A's.
In my defense, I will say that going into Latin American history, I mean, it's not like there's a lot of twists and turns. It's like, and then there was a revolution. I'm like, oh, wow, what a surprise.
Is that not a twist or turn?
No, because it happens every time.
On the 25th, Russia elects Boris Yeltsin president. Also on the 25th, the NFL draft, during the NFL draft, WSU quarterback Drew Bledsoe is drafted in the first round by the Patriots. Shout out Drew Bledsoe.
Shout out.
On 26th, Conan O'Brien is announced as Letterman's replacement on late night.
Hey, bringing it full circle.
And on the 28th, the NHL's worst cheap shot is taken when when the Capitals' Dale Hunter attacks Pierre Turgeon after scoring on him.
Is the whole Todd Bertuzzi thing not the worst one?
Oh, it may have is
pre-Bertuzzi,
pre-Tuzzi. You can Google that and
put that on a shirt and sell it.
Pre-Tuzzi.
No.
Oh yeah. On the 30th, CERN releases the source code to the World Wide Web to the world. Also on the 30th, Virgin Radio has their broadcast debut in the UK. And also on the 30th, at the Citizen Cup women's tennis tournament in Hamburg, Germany, number one Monica Seles was stabbed during a single quarterfinal match with then world number 14 Magdalena Malieva by an obsessed fan of Steffi Graf named Gunter Putsch.
That's some crazy ass stuff, man.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Also, from April into May of 1993, the Four Corners hantavirus outbreak. It's a big hantavirus outbreak. The new strain, it kills 13 with a 50% mortality rate. Also, sometime during the month, Adventures of Superman number 500 is released, which begins the reign of the Superman storyline. That's the one where the Superman's dead and the four imposter Superman come in. It's a good one. It's a classic. Yes.
Did you ever see, there was a meme that came out recently about how, like, with the timing of all the new Batman reboots and releases, they've extrapolated it out, and by 2050 there will be a new Batman movie every 16 microseconds or something. it approaches an asymptote and just like
gotcha. That's awesome. And finally, also during the month, Mortal Kombat 2 arcade cabinet is released. Finish him.
That's what she said.
Oh, do you remember? Do you remember that story?
No.
God, one of the frats. It was either at UW. It might have been at UW.
Leave it to a frat.
Yeah.
University of Wisconsin, Madison.
They would make pledges, or like freshmen go out and try to pick up a girl. And since it's like a community, it's a communal sleeping quarters in the lower levels of fraternity. I don't like where this is going. Yeah. They'd hook up, and then they would yell the finish him thing as he's finishing on her. That's degrading.
But why do you know about this?
Well, so if it was a UW thing, it's because one of my friends from high school was in a rival frat and was telling me about like how disgusting that was. Or it's because
last tailgate got out of hand, or
well, I wasn't in a fraternity at college, but my dorm mates, they didn't have frats at your
they
college.
did not. They did not.
One of my dorm mates' sisters was in a sorority down at UCSB. It's one of those stories you pick up and just shudder at when it pops back in your brain.
It could be an urban legend too.
Possibly. TV premiering and ending in 1993, April on the 10th, A League of Their Own, based on the movie. It lasted 1 month. It premiered on the 10th, and also premiering on the 21st, Walker, Texas Ranger, the pilot. 3 episodes, technically 4 episodes. It's weekly, CBS. And then ending on the 16th, Major Dad. Classic Major Dad. And in the box office, on the 2nd, we have Adventures of Huck Finn, starring Elijah Wood, Courtney B. Vance, Robbie Coltrane, and Anne Heche.
Courtney B. Vance.
Was Courtney B. Vance Jim?
No, we talked about Courtney B. Vance last time.
No, I mean in the movie.
I don't know. I hate that book and movie.
I mean, I liked the book when I read it. The verbiage isn't the best, but the story's nice.
It's like, yeah, okay.
On the 7th, Indecent Proposal. Well, I wasn't a band at your school. Anyway, on the 7th, Indecent Proposal, starring Robert Redford, Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, Billy Bob Thornton, Sheena Easton, and Herbie Hancock. And also on the 7th, The Sandlot. Who doesn't know The Sandlot? If Andrew says him, I will kill him.
I know The Sandlot.
On the Billboard charts, number 1 for April 1993. In for March and for the whole month is Informer by Snow. That's the Leaky Boom Boom Down song. Which is a white guy who grew up around Jamaicans in Canada, is the singer. Do you recognize that one?
No, I'm about to look it up. Oh, no. I just saw the still from the video.
Yeah.
He has like small round lens glasses that are like...
He's the Vanilla Ice of Canada. Continuing on for the 2nd week of April 1993. Number 2 is Freak Me by Silk. Number 3 is Nothing But a G-Thang by Dr. Dre. Number 4 is I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston from The Bodyguard. Number 7 is Two Princes by the Spin Doctors. Number 8, Love Is by Vanessa Williams / Brian McKnight. Number 12, Ordinary World, Duran Duran. Number 14, Hip Hop Hooray by Naughty by Nature. Number 19, A Whole New World from Aladdin. Number 24, If I Ever Lose My Faith in You by Sting. And number 25, It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube.
And now let's take it over to Brandon for the Namely 90s Minute.
Welcome back to our mid-episode break, Namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore coming to theaters, we are looking back at the first book in the Harry Potter franchise, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is a 1997 fantasy novel originally titled Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in the UK, but American publishers thought Americans were too dumb to get the classic reference to alchemy and would find it archaic. The book was written by J.K. Rowling, who in recent years has become under fire for being a trans-exclusionary radical feminist, or TERF. You're welcome for finally learning what that term means. But hey, she made Dumbledore gay, so that makes up for it, right? And since this is on the internet, let me make it clear that that last line was sarcastic. You can tell it was sarcasm because I inflected. Harry Potter and the Hippocratic Stone was about a young orphan boy named Harry Potter who defeated a dark wizard named Voldemort as a baby, but left him with a lightning bolt scar on his forehead. Having lived with his aunt and uncle who were not magic and honestly abused him and made him live in a cupboard under the stairs while spoiling their own child, Harry learns that he's a wizard on his 11th birthday and is invited to a wizard boarding school called Hogwarts. Harry then escapes his terrible home life and dives headfirst into wizarding life. On the train to Hogwarts, he meets his two best mates, Ron Weasley, one of 20 red-headed children from a poor family, and Hermione, a bookworm muggle, which means she came from non-magical parents. It's really weird how Rowling manages to write so many queer themes into this franchise, yet she doesn't recognize transgender people. He also meets Draco Malfoy, a rich, snobby wizardist who comes from a pure-blood family of wizards, who naturally is racist against muggles and mudbloods. Over the course of his first year at school, Harry learns the power of friendship, the magic of magic, and hunts down and kills a teacher who has Voldemort on the back of his head. Also, wizards use magic to poop instead of toilets. And that's Harry Potter and the Rolling Stone in an Amy 90s Minute. More or less.
And now, back to the show.
All right, listeners, welcome back to the Amy 90s. Anywhere you want to go, Andrew?
Oh, gosh. I don't
know what that voice was. I'm sorry.
Speaking of late night, yes. And Conan and Jimmy Kimmel and all those things. Did I tell you that before the show or after we started? I can't remember.
Before the show.
Oh, well, I told Brandon about how when Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel switched spots, which reminded me of late night. and a Conan reference.
Which is why he said, now it comes full circle.
Yeah, because he thought he said it before. But I don't know. Don't even talk to me right now. Well, I guess you have to.
That's kind of
remember the time when Conan O'Brien had the Walker Texas Ranger lever?
Yes.
But for our listeners who don't know, please tell us a little bit about Walker Texas Ranger. You don't have anything written.
Walker Texas Ranger is an American action crime television series created by Leslie Graff and Leslie Grief and Paul Haggis. It was inspired by the film Lone Wolf McQuade, with both this series and that film starring Chuck Norris as a member of the Texas Ranger Division. The show started airing on CBS in 1993. That's why we're talking about it in this episode.
Right.
The first season, the pilot season, consisted of 3 pilot episodes. There were 8 full seasons afterwards. It ran until 2001. Didn't know that.
Whoa.
Yeah. It has been broadcast in over 100 countries and spawned the 2005 television film entitled Trial by Fire. The film ended on a cliffhanger and was never resolved. And now there's a spinoff on the CW starring Jared Padalecki.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. For 2 seasons. And he now has a prequel to his version of Walker, Texas Ranger. I think it's just called Walker. Set in old Texas, starring a girl. She played the daughter of Arrow, Kat McNamara. She's from Shadowhunters. Yes,
Walker Texas Ranger was characterized mostly by men wearing ridiculously tight jeans and performing like ridiculous martial arts as a form of crime fighting.
Yes,
like instead of using their weapons to subdue a criminal, Chuck Norris just like roundhouse kicked every criminal in the face from like 12 different gratuitous angles.
Yep.
And it was spectacular.
It says here, martial arts were displayed prominently as the primary tool of law enforcement and occasionally as a tool for Walker and Company to reach out to the community.
They just kick the community in the face. They're like
Roadhouse.
But then it was like a genre of people using martial arts and crime fighting, because I remember the other show that came on, right, I think it was maybe back to back with Walker Texas Ranger, was Martial Law, which had like that fat Asian guy that always did martial arts in a suit as a cop. And then
Steven Seagal.
No, there was a black guy named, oh, come on, hold on.
I don't know. People say Benedict Wong.
Oh, it's Arsenio Hall.
What?
Martial Law had Arsenio Hall and Sammo Hung.
Not familiar.
And they just like went around like doing martial arts on people and solving crimes. It was also on CBS.
Sammo Hung. Not familiar. But it had 2 seasons.
Yes. From 98 to 2000.
Yes.
Created by Carlton Cuse. Didn't he create some good stuff? Nash Bridges.
I don't know.
He was involved in Lost, Bates Motel, Jack Ryan. Really?
I mean, I like the Nash Bridges, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. I liked Nash Bridges. I watched it on reruns, but that's because, you know, Miami Vice, Don Johnson. Yeah, no, I've not heard of this.
Well, it was a show.
Is that the
Martial
Jack
arts.
Ryan with Jim from The Office?
Yeah, he was involved in that somehow. He was the showrunner, actually. It all comes full circle.
Yes. I mean, I remember there was like Kung Fu: The Next Generation, which also has a current reboot on the CW with an actual Chinese person instead of who was it? The guy who died from autoerotic asphyxiation, asphyxiation. Not Dean Cain.
So what did you think of Walker Texas Ranger?
Wait,
did you like it?
I have to remember what his name is. Kung Fu: The Next Generation. You know, he was Bill in Kill Bill.
The previous generation.
Somewhat really David Carradine. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that means nothing to me.
Really?
No.
Okay. Did I like Walker? Yeah. I mean, it was more funny as the lever that Conan had. I don't know how many episodes I've actually watched.
It was a feel-good family show where people got kicked in the face.
Can you tell me the plot of one episode?
No, there's a bake sale. No, there's a cattle auction. And then some people hold the star cow hostage, and then Walker has to kick everyone in the face. Well, like this is the thing. You can watch a solid hour of people getting kicked in the face weekly in like the late 90s, and that was fine. And now one person slaps somebody at the Oscars, and everyone has a fit.
Hot take. We're gonna circle back to Walker Texas Ranger because later in the episode we have a game which I'm still thinking
is the game trying to figure out if it's an actual plot from the show or a plot you made up.
Kind of, except all the plots are real, but only the titles may differ from what they are. And the game is it a Walker Texas Ranger episode title or the title of a porno?
Great.
But great transition here. Let's talk about the Sandlot real quick.
Okay.
Do you want to go for it?
No, I don't. I know of the movie. I've seen parts of it. I understand a lot of things that people say a lot are references to it, and that's about it.
The Sandlot.
And that's where you say, "You're killing me, Smalls."
You're killing me, Smalls. Thank you. Sandlot is a 1993 American coming-of-age sports comedy film, co-written, directed, and narrated by David Mickey Evans. It tells the story of a group of young baseball players during the summer of 1962, and Dennis Leary is in it as the dad. James Earl Jones is in it as Karen Allen's the mom. I didn't realize that.
Oh.
I believe that's Marion from the first Indiana Jones film.
Oh.
Temple of Doom.
Who knew?
Not Temple of Doom. Raiders of the Lost Ark. This movie, it's set in like San Fernando Valley, Los Angeles, California, in the 60s. Basically, it's this kid moves to town. He's kind of a dork. And he wants to make friends at the local Sandlot, baseball Sandlot. The kids take him under his wing, and then they lose their baseball. He accidentally hits the baseball over the fence. The baseball is signed by Babe Ruth, and there's a giant junkyard dog on the other side.
Yes, I remember the dog.
Yes, Goliath.
The Sandlot, by the way, is now a Starbucks. Just in case you're wondering.
Or a parking lot. No, there's no parking in LA. What am I talking about?
They developed it. It's a Starbucks now.
It's a Starbucks now. James Earl Jones plays like a blind baseball player that owns the junkyard, and the dog knows Babe Ruth or something. So the second half of the movie is them trying to get the ball back with which they do a bunch of schemes. It's very Little Rascals esque. I loved this movie as a kid because me and our other friends in our neighborhood would play baseball in the street. A lot of fun. It was sort of days in, days out.
That was the thing.
And which is why the Sandlot really resonated with me as a kid, because it was the same thing. I remember one summer vacation we played every day, day in, day out. That's where my original farmer tan came from. Farmer's tan.
It's still there.
It's still there. My mom was unhappy with me for not putting on sunscreen when I went out. And that's why I'll have skin cancer. So it didn't hit it home the same way it hit me. Oh, they go to a carnival, or like a summer fair, and the kids, like one of the kids has chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
And they all ingest it, and then they go on what are they called? The spinny one that has like the chains where the seats go out. and then they all start to vomit.
In the movie, they're like, don't you know that's unhealthy for you? And then all of the kids light a cigarette.
Basically. Oh, yes. No,
that didn't happen. So there's two possibilities. There's one that I didn't see the whole movie.
They played tequila.
It's possible I didn't see the whole movie. It's possible I didn't like the movie as a kid. It's also possible that I liked the movie as a kid, but now I don't like anything, so it seems improbable that I would have liked anything back then.
That sounds right, because I recall us all liking that movie, but that could have just been me projecting.
Yeah, it's possible.
And then there's also the swimming pool scene where there's the lifeguard, Wendy Peppercorn. She's an older girl.
An older girl?
Well, the kids are all like 11, 12, and then she's like a teenager, 16, 18. I don't know. What are you focusing in on?
Just the way you said older girl, it just sounded like weird.
she was 62.
That's kind of what I was hearing.
No, just compared to the kids, she was older than them by a few years. So they were all in love with her, and then Squints, the creepy guy with the glasses, pretended to actually drowned himself in the pool so that she could rescue him, and then after getting CPR, he attacked her mouth.
The thing,
and then they got married at according to the end of the film.
The thing I have a hard time with, like,
it was the 60s.
With movies like this, though, is that like everyone has a nickname. Everyone's character kind of has a gag.
Smalls, yes.
Yeah, there's like some kind of a gag, like, oh, he's got big glasses, and oh, he's got like kind of spiky, crazy hair, and it's like, or sometimes kids just have regular names and don't have like any defining features. They just look like children that play baseball. I know you have to make a story out of it, but
yes. I think what you're saying is it makes them into one-dimensional characters if they only have one defining trait. Yeah,
in a way, you're right. And the other thing is, like, yeah, usually one or two people has a nickname because their regular name is weird or stupid, but not everybody has a nickname. Anyway.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez, Squints. I don't remember all of them. But yeah, I love the Sandlot.
We've done a game with this, haven't we?
Sandlot?
Yeah, because I remember you were asking if they were real characters or made up names.
Well, that sounds...
No, that was the Little Rascals.
Rascals, yes. Which is kind of the same energy.
Yeah.
We could have... The Sandlot did have 2 direct-to-video sequels.
Oh, dear Lord.
Each set a decade after the previous one, and I'm pretty sure the third one, like... It's like there's a girl that wants to play, and then they don't let her because she's a girl, and then she becomes like a NASA scientist at the end. I don't remember. It wasn't a good movie.
Wow, that sounds awful.
But what happened was they lost her dad's rocket over the junkyard wall. So that was...
Why are there so many junkyards?
It was the same junkyard. It was the same Sandlot.
Okay.
It wasn't a Starbucks yet. It wasn't turned into a parking lot until the 90s. And then it was turned into a Starbucks in the mid 2000s.
Perfect.
Also, just so I have 3 things for our YouTube clip. Indecent Proposal. Are you familiar with Indecent Proposal?
Was that even on the list?
It is.
Oh, right. No, I have no idea what that is.
At all? Crisscross.
No, I have no idea what it is.
It's like Strangers on the Train. Crisscross.
What's that?
Okay. Indecent Proposal is 1993 American erotic drama.
Erotic drama?
Yep, that's what it says. Based on the 1988 novel by Jack Engelhard, in which a couple's marriage is disrupted by a stranger's offer of $1 million for the wife to spend the night with him. It stars Robert Redford, Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson. And it's received mostly negative reviews, but it was a box office success.
That's a pretty star-studded cast, but why is it so unexciting? Like, do you know what I mean? You look at that cast and you're like, do You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, which one is the husband, Robert Redford or Woody Harrelson?
Like they're definitely like bona fide A-listers, but I'm not excited about that cast.
Billy Bob Thornton's in it.
Is it just me? I don't know.
No, that's fair. Herbie Hancock, Shane Easton. Yeah. But it's, I don't know, just a piece of your pop culture lexicon. Indecent Proposal is where you're offered $1 billion for someone to sleep with your wife. Shall we move on to where that's a more accurate possible thing in the game? Walker Texas Ranger episode title or porno title?
Okay, let's do this thing.
All right, let's start off with so I'm gonna say you need to get over 50%, so you need 6 out of 10 to be correct, and we'll adjust as needed. All right, let's start out with this. The episode is called One Riot, One Ranger. Oh, and so the episode title is the only thing that may or may not be real, but there's also, like, on the porno titles, I've just taken a different Walker Texas Ranger episode and used that description as their as their thing. So
I think I get it.
One Riot, One Ranger. And I'm just reading you the first sentence from the description off Wikipedia. This 2-hour premiere episode introduces Cordell Walker, a contemporary Texas Ranger. During a bank robbery, okay, this is the only one that has 2. During a bank robbery in Fort Worth, Ranger Cordell Walker's partner, Bobby Mobley, is killed. Is that a Walker Texas Ranger episode or a porno?
I'm going to go with Walker episode.
You are correct. Ding. All right. That was an easy one. How about this one? Crime Wave Dave. Is Crime Wave Dave a porno or a Walker Texas Ranger episode?
I'm going to go porno.
Would you like me to read the description first?
But the description isn't tied to the title.
I mean, it could be if it was a real episode.
Go.
While searching for Billy Clancy, an escaped parolee that he helped before, Walker learns that Billy's parole officer, Dave Kilmer, has been forcing Billy to commit crimes. Is Crime Wave Dave a porno or a...
I'm still going to go porno.
I'm sorry, that's a Walker Texas Ranger episode from the first season. So you're batting 500. Next up, we have Nothing to Hide. Nothing to Hide. Walker investigates a mysterious illness sweeping across the children on his Cherokee reservation from polluted water. And after 2 children die, suspicion falls on a nearby factory. Is Nothing to Hide the name of a porno? Or a Walker Texas Ranger episode? Is this going to be
one of those ones where they're all one or the other?
Who can say?
It sounds like a Walker episode.
Nothing to Hide is actually the title of a porno.
Gosh, I thought so, but then with the description.
So the description is from the season 6, episode 4 episode, War Cry. Okay. So you have 1 out of 3 correct so far. Let's go for an easier one. The Moscow Connection. A Russian policeman comes to Texas to help the Texas Ranger deal with Russian criminals that are attempting to take over a local organization.
I'm going to say it's a Walker episode.
You are correct. The Moscow Connection is an episode of Walker Texas Ranger. 2 out of 4. Let's see. How about The Devil in Mrs. Jones? Walker goes undercover as a high school teacher to help bust a drug ring that are using Powerballs, a deadly drug that had killed a couple of students, as well as help his students improve themselves. Is The Devil in Mrs. Jones a title of a porno or a title of a Walker Texas Ranger episode?
A porno.
You're correct. That is, in fact, a porno. See, you're doing well. Here's the next one. She'll do to ride the river with. Dr. Victor Slade, a veterinarian investigating the strange deaths of local animals, is killed in what appears to be a drunk driving accident, and his daughter Allie teams up with Walker and Trevette to prove otherwise. She'll do to ride the river with. Is that a Walker Texas Ranger episode or a porno?
Show me Walker Texas Ranger.
All right. That is, in fact, a Walker Texas Ranger episode.
Ding.
Was that 4 out of 6?
No.
Yep. You got 4 out of 6 correct so far.
No, I do not.
Yeah, you do.
I was at 2 out of 4. That's 3 out of 5. Yes.
No, because you got the first one.
3 out of 5.
Then you got, where is it? You got The Moscow Connection and The Devil and Mrs. Jones.
Okay, you're right.
So you have 4 out of 6.
Okay.
All right, continuing on, we have Wild Goose Chase. When Alex's former lover, who's also the defending attorney in her current trial, turns up dead beside her in bed, she's accused of his murder and sent to a women's prison that's packed with inmates who hold a grudge against her, though her cellmate, who was put in there due to a botched offense, is able to protect her. Is Wild Goose Chase a Walker Texas Ranger episode title or a porno title?
I'm going to go with the porno on that.
You are correct.
Ding.
5 out of 7. Wow. One more and you win.
Yes.
Let's go with, how about Dog Walker? A homeless man's dog helps Walker track down the assailants behind an assault and near death of a priest. Is Dog Walker a Walker Texas Ranger episode or a porno?
That's a Walker episode.
Unfortunately, that is the season 4 episode 11. Lucky.
Darn.
Dog Walker is the title of a porno.
Oh, okay. Well, I get it. Okay. I see what they're driving at there.
Yeah, so that's 5 out of 8. You still have 2 more chances to win here. And let's go with Evil in the Night. Running Wolf, a malevolent medicine man, resurrects after the desecration of his burial ground, and Walker must confront his past demons if he hopes to stop the spirit before he gets revenge. Is Evil in the Night a Walker Texas Ranger episode title or
it sounds like a Walker title, and it sounds kind of exploitative and a little racist as a plot device.
I mean, the descriptions are.
I know. So I'm just saying that about the episode.
Yes. So you're going with Walker Texas
Ranger.
I'm going with
Walker.
You are correct. Well done.
Yeah.
That leaves you at 6 out of 9. So you've passed the win condition. So take a victory lap. Is the Bottom Dweller a loan shark who has a minister's son under his thumb, attempts to steal a charitable telethon's proceeds, and Walker must stop him and save the boy while dealing with 2 competitive German officers in a competition. Is the Bottom Dweller the title of that Walker Texas Ranger episode or the title of a porno?
I mean, listen, it's probably, if it's Walker, then it's both. I'm going to go with porno.
You are correct. That is the description for Power Angels. So you finished with 70%. Well done. You know your Walker Texas Ranger episodes and your pornos.
Apparently, or at least I know the difference.
And that's it for this week's edition.
This isn't the movie I rented. No, just kidding. Renting movies?
My
what?
Precious.
Who rents movies?
Be kind and rewind. That's it for this week's edition of Namely 90s. Remember, you can find new episodes out every Monday. Check the episode description for this week's supplemental Spotify playlist curated by yours truly, and find us on Twitter and Instagram at Namely 90s with a 90s, or find our personal accounts at bshwitty and at Namely Andrew, and tell us what you want us to talk about on future episodes. If you would like to support the show, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/namely90s, also with a 90s. And finally, you can contact us through our website, namely90s.com. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Chuck Norris, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeart, Good Pods, and wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm Brandon, that's Andrew, and we'll catch you next time. leaky boom boom down.